During a physical examination after experiencing symptoms of fatigue in December 1998, Geraldine Ferraro was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, which is an incurable form of cancer originating in the plasma cells of the blood. She was deemed terminal and was initially given only 3 to 5 years left to live at the time. Ferraro began receiving medical attention on behalf of Dr. Ken Anderson, a director of the Lipper Center's research, which focused on therapy for multiple myeloma at the time. Ferraro kept her diagnosis a secret for about 2 years, later revealing her diagnosis publicly on June 19, 2001, to the New York Times during an interview. Ferraro stated during an interview on the Today Show, "I don't want anybody to treat me any differently. I'm still going to go on and do the things that I do." Ferraro's cancer was reportedly inactive for 2 years and later began to progress in December 2000, requiring treatment. The treatment given to Ferraro involved the administration of the controversial drug thalidomide, notorious for causing birth defects to the babies of pregnant consumers of the drug back in the 1960s. Ferraro was among the first assortment of individuals with multiple myeloma to be treated with thalidomide. The treatment was reportedly effective, and her cancer had gone into remission, allowing Ferraro to avoid seeking chemotherapy treatments. After her diagnosis, Geraldine Ferraro began to raise money and bring awareness towards cancer research. On June 21, 2001, 2 days after publicly revealing her cancer diagnosis, Ferraro made an appearance in Congress to testify in front of a Senate panel supporting a bill to fund money towards blood cancer research and expedite the approval of new treatment drugs. Geraldine Ferraro underwent a stem cell transplant to treat her multiple myeloma in June 2005. The cancer went into remission after the operation, only to re-emerge 10 months after. In August 2007, Geraldine Ferraro went on to the Today Show for another interview where she discussed the current status of her cancer battle. She stated, "I feel great. I really do. I'm in remission now. I'm on a maintenance medication. That really just allows me to continue my life and enjoy it, and it's fabulous." Ferraro disclosed that she began taking Velcade, a new medication that was approved for use in 2003. Ferraro stated positive remarks about the medication, saying, "This is what makes it a chronic disease now rather than a death sentence." Later in the interview, Ferraro expressed frustrations about the price of her medication, which reportedly had cost $1,000 per injection of the drug. Ferraro stated, "It just is a very, very expensive thing to do, and that's the one thing that bothers me. Having to come in twice a week, that doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that what's available to me is not available to every person who has cancer in this country, and it should be. It should be." Ferraro was the keynote speaker at the second annual Reaching for a Cure gala at Westin Boston Waterfront Hotel on May 2, 2008. Ferraro revealed that she had been taking the medication Revlimid for her cancer at one point, but later ceased and returned to taking Velcade after it proved to be ineffective. On March 21, 2011, Ferraro checked into Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, for surgery after complaining of back pain following a fracture. While at the hospital, Ferraro had contracted pneumonia, and her condition rapidly declined. Due to her critical condition, she was unable to receive clearance for surgery or be transported back to her native New York. Just before 10 a.m. on the morning of March 26, 2011, Geraldine Ferraro died at the age of 75 from complications related to pneumonia and multiple myeloma at Massachusetts General Hospital. She was surrounded by loved ones as she died. After Ferraro's death, her family requested that donations that were sent in condolences be delivered to multiple charity organizations. 2 of these organizations are concentrated on research into multiple myeloma. Many fellow politicians had stated sentimental remarks of Ferraro in reaction to her death, including Senator Barbara Boxer, Representative Maxine Walters, Sarah Palin, former U.S. President George H.W. Bush, House of Representatives Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi, former New York Governor Mario Cuomo, Representative Carolyn Maloney, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, and Senator Charles Schumer. Walter Mondale, former U.S. Vice President and 1984 presidential candidate who nominated Ferraro, stated, "She was a remarkable woman and a dear human being. She was a pioneer in our country for justice for women and a more open society. She broke a lot of molds, and it's a better country for what she did." U.S. President at the time, Barack Obama, was quoted stating in a released public statement, "Geraldine will forever be remembered as a trailblazer who broke down barriers for women and Americans of all backgrounds and walks of life." Geraldine Ferraro's private funeral was held on the morning of March 31, 2011, at the Church of St. Vincent Ferrer in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, New York. It was attended by several prominent figures in American politics, such as Andrew Cuomo, former U.S. President Bill Clinton, New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, Hillary Clinton, former U.S. Secretary Madeleine Albright, Nancy Pelosi, and Mario Cuomo. The service was described as one of the most beautiful services I have ever seen, by Texas Republican Senator Bailey Hutchinson, who also attended the service. Geraldine Ferraro's burial site is located at Section 15, Row BB, Plot 22, in St. John Cemetery and Mausoleum in Queens, New York.